All right, February 12th. Out here, I'm cutting, this is take 2, by the way, and part 2, I guess, of the newly acquired and new playlist for this cart to separate us from the Ren Speed to the Blue Demon. We got our Nerf bars and pods. Joe picked those up for us. We met everybody and had lunch with Patrick and John and Alan, and met Joe down in Monroe. As you can see, they go up on an angle. Ben, I know you're looking. Do yours do that? Do they go up or do they go flat straight out, you know, parallel with the ground in the bottom of the chassis? Because they don't look like they're centered again. And this one looks like it's tweaked, right? That one as well. So I don't know, maybe they're supposed to look like that. Heck, I don't know. But we'll find out once we get wheels on everything and get it on the ground. We're far away from that point. Robert, why did you tear it all down? Well, multiple reasons. We were going to put the front brake setup on, so we had to get everything off. We get in there and found out that the stock standard shims here to go top and bottom, they got a little step to them. If you can see that or not, I'm not sure. To locate them in the yoke of the spindle and to contact just the inner race of the spindle bearings so everything spins free when you tighten it down. This side here, they were all butched up, and so we got some work to do there. I told Bob I can't just take stuff off and slap other stuff on. I'm gonna wanna take these off and at least wire wheel them or clean them or something. I can't just leave it like that. Yeah, I start looking at the fuel tank. The vent for the fuel tank was right underneath the steering shaft, and this was all the way down on the second hole. So I knew, I'm a bigger guy, I'm gonna want it up a little higher. We start moving things around. We get the fuel tank out. You can see that vent was bent right over like so, because that steering shaft was right on it. And we come to find out the tank's shot. I start squeezing it and I can hear it cracking and breaking. So it's rotten. We need a new tank. Better find out now than once we get it up to the racetrack, right? So we're gonna need 2 new fuel tanks. Both of them were rotten. Both of the vent nipple that's formed into the tank like that one on this cart, when I was pulling it out, it touched the steering shaft, snapped right off, shot right across the garage. So both tanks rotten. Both tanks will get replaced. I start moving on down. Okay, this is all going to have to wait. So we'll take the master cylinder off and the brake caliper off, and we start finding more stuff that ain't right. We got an axle bearing that's botched here. It turns a little, but it won't turn 360 degrees, and it feels like a ratchet. So we have more of these up top, stashed in the box up there. More cassettes and bearings, actually. So we'll get a bearing down, and oh gee, now bummer, you got to tear it. Well, you know what, I had to take it all out anyway, because this, for the old brake caliper, it's a 360 degree, it encompasses the axle. So this has got to come off anyway to get this off, and to get the other one that we're going to use for this brake system, you follow, it's going to have to go over the axle as well. So we're going to have to do it anyway. But we're finding, as we're taking these things apart, a lot of oxidation on nuts and bolts that tell you this thing has been sitting for a long time. Long time. And so it's not a bad thing to have to not just nut and bolt everything, but actually go through it, take things off, take the stuff off and clean it, Bob. I know, he just rub it with some Scotch-Brite and WD-40 everything down. I could, to an extent, I will. I'm not going to remove this stuff. I will check to make sure it's tight. But, everything seems okay so far, so good with all the rest of this stuff. So we've got some work to do, a little bit more than we had anticipated. But, hey, that's what you get when you buy old used stuff. When you get a good deal, there's always a reason why, right? So we'll keep plugging away. Got a lot of interest in started collecting people sending PayPal and checks for the test weekend in April 6th, 7th. So that's going. I got a list going. I've been moving PayPal around and sending out emails and text messages. So I've been busy. Just wanted to get out here, me and the radio and the go-kart, and just get my hands dirty, right? And just start tearing into it and getting into it. And other than some domestic things I've got to do in the house for the wife, get some shelving up on the walls and stuff so she can feel like she's accomplishing something by packing her stuff up on her shelves. That's right, Randy, you, me, we know, right? Sherry, Glenda, them girls are all the same, man. We got to keep them busy, don't we? So we can stay busy. But I will get out here and use some of the Super 77 and put some tin foil up in here and hang up those string lights like I told you, just so I got some lighting, because it's so darn dark back in there. You can't even use the area, and that's not what it's all about. So here we go. New playlist for the CRG Blue Demon Project. That's what we're going to call this one. Videos for this one would be kept on its own. When we work on this one, we'll take the videos and we'll put those in that playlist for you as well. So, plugging away. Plugging away. We'll get up on the ladder and see if we can find a good bearing to go in there and get that rear end torn out. Godspeed, God bless. Hang in there, y'all. It'll get better. A lot more work than I expected, but you know, hey, yeah, it is what it is, right? You know, Dad used to say, if it's worth having, you're going to have to work for it. So hang in there, y'all. I'm praying for you.